Fitin10 Nation, it is day 19, and I put up the Calendly link yesterday for you to book your scan, your next scan, your scan number 2. And during that scan, we're going to sit down and have a little chat as well, see how you did, run through your results, and then we keep trucking along, right? Since we are nearing the end of week 3. With your scan, some reminders: no caffeine within 12 hours. No alcohol within 24 hours. You shouldn't be drinking alcohol anyways. Right? Try not to eat for 4 hours prior to the scan. If you have to use the washroom before the scan, please make sure you do. Hands and feet need to be sanitized before the scan. Stand at least 5 minutes before the scan. Ladies, if it's that time of the month for you, you need to rebook. Do not exercise before your scan, okay? Ideally 24 hours, but sometimes you're gonna, you're exercising the night before. I'm not gonna stop you from doing that. Wear thinner type clothing to the scan. No heavy sweatpants or sweaters, and no metals on your body or clothes, which includes undergarments. Okay, so no zippers or wires, necklaces, earrings, watches, rings, etc. All right, quick thing I just want to say yesterday when I talked about meso, ecto, endo. Of course, I'm not saying there aren't differences among people. I think I said that yesterday in terms of how they'll react to food. Some foods you may not feel good on. I am allergic to egg whites. I still have in my diet, and I just deal with the repercussions of it. But egg whites don't agree with me. And so be careful too that if you don't feel good with what you're doing, it could be certain foods that you're eating. And there is somebody in this challenge that did have a food allergy test, and they sent me the results. And there were a lot of foods that had, that didn't agree with this person. So, just keep that in mind. All right. Another note I want to just make on MyFitnessPal, some interesting features which I haven't mentioned. You can copy meals by going to the little, it's on my phone. MyFitnessPal's on my phone. You can go, so if you go, where you enter where you diarize your ingredients for the meal, you can hit the little, I believe it's an ellipsis in that line. You can hit the ellipsis and you can go and say copy meal from, and you can choose the date and you can choose the meal. Like, it doesn't have to be like it can be any of the meals. It could be breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, whatever. So this is often what I do. Sometimes I have the same meal, but I don't have it at the same time. So I just go in and, I'll go copy. And because you can just swipe, I think you can just swipe right, and it'll copy the meal that you had yesterday. So that'll automatically happen. But if you didn't want to have the same meals you did yesterday, like you wanted to copy a meal that you had 2 days ago or 3 days ago or whatever, you can do the copy from date and then the meal. Okay, so for me, it's a lifesaver. It's a huge time saver. The other thing you can do too is you can create recipes and enter them into MyFitnessPal, and then always call on that recipe to put it in to your diary, and it takes everything into account that's within that recipe. So let's say you made a meatloaf, then you figure out your macros per serving, and then you enter that into MyFitnessPal. You can always just call on that, and it will put in everything just by entering that one thing. Okay, that one food item that you so beautifully created. Okay. I was looking through the manual at the recipes in here, and I thought I put in a smoothie. That is my favorite, and I can't believe I didn't put it in here. So maybe this is before I started having it, because I just can't possibly believe that I didn't. I guess I just didn't. I didn't do it at that point. So my smoothie recipe is this. I should figure out the macros too, right? I guess I could pull, my macros are on my phone, which I'm filming with. Anyways, it goes like this, and you can manipulate. Obviously, you can change the amounts of what you put in here. I put in 1 banana, and bananas are all the same size, of course, right? They usually range, if you ever weigh out your banana, it's generally anywhere from, like a smaller one's usually like 3 ounces, and then a larger one's up to about 5.5 ounces, so almost double. But generally, like 1 medium banana, usually around 4 ounces. I put in 5 ounces of pineapple, that's 140 grams. 125 grams of Greek yogurt, 1 scoop of vanilla quattro, and 1 cup of almond milk. And it is super good. I promise you, it is super delicious. All right, questions. Let's get to some of your questions here. Okay, name something specific you need help with. I would like to buy new gym shoes and wonder what I should be looking for. So in the gym, I'm assuming you're saying new gym shoes. So this is in the gym. When you're weight training, we want an unsupported shoe. Converse are great for this. You don't really want a cross trainer or a running shoe for that matter. You want something that has minimal compression. You just want something that is a very flat sole, minimal support. So any kind of Converse-like shoe. If you put on a Converse, you can feel as soon as you put it on, you walk around, there's really no support. That's the type of shoe I want you to get, okay? Is there anything you'd like me to cover in this week's video series? A delicious recipe that includes macros. I'm starting to get sick of eating plain whole foods. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes. Please check out this. There are a bunch of recipes in here. There's some of my favorite recipes. So check that out. I'm sure you already have, and so you're probably looking for more. So let me look into some of the stuff I haven't already told you, okay? But I won't do that today because I'm reading this literally on the fly here. How am I doing for time here? Almost 7 minutes. Let's see if I have room for one more question, depending on what that question might be. All right, name something specific you can improve upon for the following week. Better meal planning. All right, so again, I want you to try to, when you enter or when you say something you're going to improve upon, tell me specifically what you're going to do. How are you going to better meal plan? Say every Sunday, this is just an example, every Sunday afternoon, I'm going to plan my next 3 days worth of meals. You have something totally concrete and tangible that you can, well, maybe not concrete and tangible, but you have something that you can be totally accountable to, okay? Something specific, all right? So I'm gonna keep reminding you guys of that. All right, 7:45. Let's go to message of the day. And I've said this before just casually when we've been talking, but you are a recent reflection of your past, okay? At least physically speaking, you are. You are a recent reflection of your past. The way you are made up of, okay? Your body composition is a reflection of what you've been doing in the recent past. Just remember that. So whatever you choose to do going forward, and obviously I'm thinking beyond the challenge here, remember that there is no such thing as a diet where you lose a bunch of weight and then you go off the diet and you do something different and you keep that weight off, okay? Unless, of course, you're doing something very, very similar or exactly the same. So, you are a recent reflection of your past. My point being here, we need to follow something that is reasonable and certainly doesn't make you feel like you are restricted, okay? It doesn't mean it'll be perfect, but we need something here. We need to be eating lots of food, okay? A decent amount of food, and of course, getting a full spectrum, which includes a decent amount of protein, okay? Somebody said, I'm eating so much protein in my diet right now. Well, you definitely are. You're probably eating a lot more than what you were. But when you look at the percentage of calories from your diet, it's not very much. Anyways, I go off on a tangent. Let's go back to the message of the day. You are a recent reflection of your past. Remember this every time you go to eat, and remember this when you think about your diet going forward. All right, positive energy, positive vibes. Believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude. I'll talk to you all soon. See you guys.